True enough.
Anyways,
so we
your
have
camera.
begun the game, the SCVs are going, and there is no 6 pool incoming, sadly. So, starting in the bottom left, we have the Zerg player in Gold League, Fusion Slugs, oh my god, Ruffle.
And up in the top right, we have Dele, a silver level Terran player who absolutely loves his tank wars, drop play, and for a Terran can hold off ultras, which is, I'm actually hoping this gets late game because I really want to see it in action.
Indeed, I've heard quite a lot about his late game play, and it doesn't seem as though we're going to have any difficulty in getting to the late game. We have an extractor trait coming up to get that drone out a little bit before the overload pops.
Yep.
Double cancel up to 12 of 10 supply. And it looks as though we have a drone moving out to scout in addition to the overlord. Hopefully to see a wall off or to check any proxies. Meanwhile, Dele is sending out his first SCV to scout, completely standard, just in case it was 6 pool or any other cheese play which could be coming.
Well, I'm actually interested to see Zom's placement of overlords in this one because he's... I think it was Herob's Zerg player. Yes, I got absolutely smashed by him on Tuesday. But he has some excellent placement of overlords around the map. So I'm wondering if Zom's actually took away any of those skills and going to put them into play. Especially since Steve loves his fucking drops.
True enough, we have a pool before hatchery, gas pool opening, probably to get some early links, and oh, we've got the surrounding the SCV, and the scouting SCV gets killed. Meanwhile, the overlord's going to move into a safe position on the high ground right here. If he can hold that position without a scan from Dele, he's actually going to be able to do quite a lot with it. He could get some free scouting information on the units, he can see when the pushes are coming out, or even possibly, if he positions it slightly over to the right, he could see when a third is going to go up. But here we have, finally, the gas being taken, though you do have to consider Dele is floating a lot of minerals right now.
Well, he has gone for a bit of a late
Perhaps
gas,
he's
but...
going for an early expand.
Early expand... I doubt he's going for... I don't think he's going for an... Well, Dele's going for an early expand. It looks like he might be going to throw down 3 racks, just based purely off his actual timing for his gas. Let's pull up the production.
And there goes the drone. I guess we will see very soon what he's planning to do with this.
Sure.
Meanwhile, we have an idle SCV here, just having a bit of a smoke break. Get back to work, SCV. Flexing his muscles, doing whatever he wants to do there. Meanwhile, the hatchery is about 50% complete. We have no Zerglings in production. It looks like he's going for that early pool just to get Zergling speed up and then to deny scouting. He's got a fast queen. Is he going to follow this up with an additional one? And a Baneling nest. Oh, I like this.
No one likes Banelings.
He's leaving the drones and gas. He's going to get Banelings. And
early
fast expand.
Yeah. You were right.
If Zom can get 6 Banelings and 8 on 10 lings to the front of Steve's base within the next couple of minutes, probably within about 3 minutes, this game could well be over unless the building placement is perfect from Steve.
Well, the Banelings are always
We have 2 additional barracks going down, and it looks as though he's completely stopped queen production. He's keeping on top of his lava injects. Zergling speed is almost finished, and still he has yet to make any Zerglings, interestingly.
Oh, there we go. 10 out. Oh, going down here.
10 in production. Where are they rallied to?
Oh, they rallied to. They are rallied to.
Interestingly, are not rallied anywhere.
Just rallied to his base.
Perhaps
Nowhere
he's hoping
interesting.
to hide them.
Nah,
Perhaps he's hiding them.
There we go.
Oh no, here they go across map. They should soon be morphing into Banelings, but he has to watch out for these watchtowers. He doesn't know if there are Marines at the watchtowers, and if Dele were to see 10 Zerglings coming in, he could easily respond by completing that wall off instantly and hold off any pressure with ease.
There we go.
10 banelings. Where are the extra zerglings to reinforce? 16 on the way. I don't know if he's going to have enough to hold this.
As long as Dele
He has
put up that
7
wall.
marines, 3 of them are inside the bunker. He's going for the tech add-ons and he doesn't have that many units. He hasn't scanned the tech, he doesn't know that this is coming.
Now he knows there's a bunker there. He can take that bunker down, and if Dele doesn't
Bunker
get...
there. But here go the banelings, there go the marines. And
Get up that wall, Dele, get up that wall!
oh, he's got all of them. And
Get in that base!
The expansion is definitely going to
Oh, there we go.
No baneling adoption today, but definitely that natural expansion is going to be locked down. And meanwhile, we see that in our production, Zom
He's not
is
building anything.
not macroing behind this. He has completely slipped in his macro. I think he's actually going to
There we go.
lose his chance to win outright here. More banelings and 22 lings in production, but if Steve were to move forward and attack these banelings, this game could well be over now. Oh no, he's let them finish. He's put down the supply depot, but he doesn't have that much. All he has to do is move up, bust the ramp, and he can easily... Oh no. SCV, you don't want to do that.
Oh, here come the lings.
And... oh, that's a big
Steve's lost.
hit. 5 marines, 1 baneling, and here come the zerglings. This is game over.
Yeah.
GG any second now. Well, he's failed the Masters level challenge, he's failed the Bronze level challenge on the macro or die map, but it doesn't matter, the SCVs have been pulled, they will be a GG here any second.
Zom just needs to
one
get...
rally of lings and he can easily hold this off.
No,
One
yeah,
rally
we
of
go.
lings,
Lings.
turn them into banelings, push, and this is game. And interestingly enough, he only has 16 lings in production, only 14 lings on the map. I think he can actually hold this.
It's going to be tight, I think.
Unless he turns
It
into
says
banelings and
there-
pushes.
Steve has
He
very
has
little
to-
defense, man.
He has to take out this bunker. He does have to take out this bunker. If this bunker finishes, it's an extra line of defense. What Steve should do now is throw down a bunker behind his wall off right here. Not sure if you can see my mouse cursor, but I just indicated a rough area of where it should go, and that will give him an extra opportunity
That's
to
where I-
defend from banelings and the zerglings after they arrive. If he throws down a bunker near his command center and behind his wall, he should be perfectly fine from this.
Oh, there the
Because
banelings.
honestly, Zom's macro has just slipped so much. Like, even in the units count, despite everything he's done, he has done no worker damage with this attack. He hasn't expanded to a third, and he's floating almost 1,000 minerals. Over 1,000 minerals.
Well, the only way I think that Steve can win this is if Zom just really does not macro very well. There we go. Into the attack.
He's killed 15 workers, but there we go. That number's going to increase a little bit. But all he's done is lock down the expansion. He doesn't have the banelings. He can't really kill this marine wall with that many banelings.
15 workers killed by Zom. Units killed, pretty much the same.
Control R for that bad boy.
Yep.
Do you have the names up, my friends? Control N.
Control N. There we go.
We need to get a sound effect for that. Could you tell me when you're going to put it up in the 3, 2, 1? Take it off.
Okay.
And then in 3, 2, 1.
Close enough.
Close enough. You can do the sound effect next time. Something along the lines of Big Black Man.
Big black man. Oh. So,
For
what
anyone
count?
who's watching the stream, we are not racist, but we are quite a big set of fans of Pro Evo 7, which is where this meme comes from. Welcome, join us. Some defensive banelings and the zerglings are going to surround these marines. But the good value of Terran Tier 1 units, just hold position and you will kill everything. Very cost-effective marines, considering everything there. They've managed to kill off about 15 Zerglings for the cost of 8 or 9 Marines, which is actually a reasonably fair trade. The Banelings didn't do any of the damage they needed to, and honestly I think Zom is being too passive here. He's giving Dele far too much of a chance to get back into this game. He's got his wall almost set up. Now all he has to do is leave it down for the Baneling and Ling counterattack and everything will be fine. We have the centrifugal hooks upgrade for the Banelings. We've got the lair. We also have some additional queens to get that creep spread going, and a macro hatch. We also have a third established, but no drones mining yet. Meanwhile, we have not complete saturation at Dele's natural. He does have a good 28 SCVs compared to the 41, and in all that, I believe I just missed a story. The number of Marines just dropped significantly, as do the number of Zerglings and Banelings. I apologise to that gentleman and lady. And there goes the Baneling speed. Banelings just start rolling. Meanwhile, we have another counterattack moving up along the top path. But the Overlord has seen it, so is Zom going to react? As I was saying about that Overlord placement, he knows every push that comes out of the front of Dele's base, so until Dele works his way up to medevac attack, then he has absolutely no options. Like, he still doesn't have his factory established.
Keep an eye on this attack.
Still... Yeah,
oh, 2 attacks. Those we're gonna get
that's not
dead.
a complete wall. There go the Banelings, there go the Marines, and the wall's down. He's got him. He's gonna go
come on.
to V-line with these.
Oh!
Boom. And 2 Lings kill 3, 4, 5.
Oh, that was bad.
5 additional workers. I really don't see how we can recover from this. 48 Lings in production. We see 28 workers killed overall, and even the units remaining, so it's 41 drones to 17 SCVs.
Steve
I
has
really
lost.
don't see any way for him to come back from this. All Zom has to do is just keep making Lings, keep making Banelings, perhaps throw down a Spire. He has the Spire. Throw down the Mutalisks. Where are they?
Oh,
He's got 2,000 minerals, my friend. Where are the gas geysers? Where are the gas geysers at the third?
No gas geysers at the third. Yep, got them all.
Meanwhile, we have a starport coming down from Dele, but I wonder if this is just going to be too little too late. You see, he's only now completing the wall off with supply depots and barracks at the front. And that's really susceptible to Banelings based on the positioning of the supply depot between the 2 bunkers. If he hits the sweet spot with Banelings there, he can hit both bunkers and the depot with the splash damage.
Here come the meters. Switch your cam back on.
Here come the muters indeed.
Oh.
You see 6 already in production, 5 more. 11 muters, which are probably going to go and harass the mineral line at this natural while he just...
He's got this.
Attacks the front. I can't see any reason for him to do anything else. And oh no.
He moved to victory.
He's moving out for a counter-attack. He sees the counter-attack. Is he going to push? Yep, here it comes. The wall is down. And the Zerglings don't go for it. And oh, the money scan. He sees everything. He tries to pull back. The sim, the surround. And he cleans that up with ease. And meanwhile, these muters have still done nothing. But I really see no way back into this game. 28 Banelings. There is absolutely no way that Dele can hold off this push. I think he knows it. We have our missile turrets in production in the main. A couple of them to try and hold off the attack on the tech, but with the melee and carapace attack upgrades coming up, he's going to have 1-1 Lings, Banelings, but he's not going to wait. He's just going to go for it. And the Marines do good damage, but it's just not enough. And here come the Banelings, here come the Muters. It's game over. GG any second. And here it goes, 1-0 to Zom, moving into game 2. Hello ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it is time for Matthew and Nilo to talk. I am Matthew, and with me we have...
NeiloGD, who is currently trying to set up this overlay, if this piece of shit streaming application actually decides to work. Almost!
Well then, do we have it? Are we looking sexy?
Getting that. Oh yeah.
Oh, here we go. Welcome to the Fusion Slugs, not invitational, completely internal championships. If you are hoping to join, then I am sorry, you cannot do it this time. Perhaps in the future. That's entirely down to our Captain Ben though. So, let us begin with the introductions. In the bottom left, we have a double extractor trick and a heavy macro play from...
Zomgrofl, who's been playing pretty well tonight. I mean, he managed to kick Steve's ass earlier. I'm kind of hoping Steve wins this one right now.
Indeed, he did punish that fast expand with a very powerful Baneling push, although he did slip quite heavily in macro. I wonder if he's going to be able to keep on top of that today. We see 300 minerals. We have seen nothing from him yet. But up in the top right we have...
Dele, who is a very strong Terran player, although after seeing his last game, his confidence seems to be knocked a little. I do hope to see him make a comeback and actually win this though. What I would like to see from him is some pretty heavy tank play and multiple drops.
Indeed, he is quite a fan of his tank play, quite a fan of his drops, though we have seen quite a heavy emphasis on Baneling play and Ling play and quite a lot of mutas as well from Zom in the past with late game ultras. I'm hoping we'll get to the late game so we actually get to see that. Though if it does go ultras, it could well be that Dele's tank heavy style does favour him in the late game. And oh my god, so many drones and mineral walking his way to a very quick death. But was it really worth it for the mining time? I mean, sure, he didn't scout the timing of the pool, but from seeing the hatchery's health, he probably figured out it was a pool and then hatch opening. So Dele is responding with his very own fast expand. Should see a bunker coming up soon, and he's keeping up with his marine production. He's got the orbital command. Still no gas, so quite possibly he's going to go for another bio-heavy play like he did in the last game.
He's just trying to push random buttons and completely mess up. But the camera's back up now. Double gas down. He's gone Baneling again, I'm going to guess.
Quite possibly. He still hasn't started the link speed, but double gas could be an indication he just wants to get link speed and layer tech at the same time. It'll be interesting to see if he goes for a fast third or if he tries to go for another Baneling bust, because with Shakura's Plateau you've got two pretty sizable choke points near the Terran main which are quite easy to hold off. And frankly it's going to be very difficult for Dele to do any kind of pressure with Banelings at all if it gets into the mid game. Did I say Dele? I meant Zom, my apologies. We do see quite a few queens in production though. Is he going to use those for creep thread? An evolution chamber.
So he's going to wall off.
He suspects banshees. We see an evolution chamber. Is he going to suspect banshees? From the two spine calls that have gone down,
I think he's suspecting Hellions.
Some kind of cheese play?
I thought he reckons Hellion.
The wall off and the queen positioning here does heavily favour a defense versus Hellion play, although this same positioning could be used to hold off a 2 racks. And he hasn't scouted anything. If you look at his vision, he doesn't know anything. He's only seen the 2 depots and the barracks. He doesn't know about this expansion. He doesn't know that there's a base which is beginning, he doesn't see the 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 Marines moving out across the map. He doesn't see anything. And if Dele does commit to this heavily, then he is just going to get crushed by this. Pull some of the drones, 2 spine crawls and the Queen. I don't see him having any trouble holding this off. But it looks as though he is actually going to commit to this attack. Oh, the Zerglin comes out, he scouts it. What's he going to do?
You see the spine crawler? Okay, no. Straight into the other spine crawler. Yeah, go back, Steve. Go back. No.
Could he be trying to snipe the Overlord? But for the cost of 4 Marines, that is not worth it. He could chase this down with speedlings quite easily. But Zerglin's speed at the moment is only halfway complete, so these 3 remaining Marines are going to get home. And definitely that was just not a cost-effective trade. He traded off 6 Marines for 1 Overlord. That's completely non-effective. He just left himself in a choke, and that building placement from Zom was actually fantastic. He held it off with great ease. Meanwhile in the main we see no tech to speak of despite over 600 gas. I think he's going to go for a Spire.
There you were right. Spire down.
Goes.
Mutobs will be coming in shortly.
Spire down.
And Steve isn't...
Another 16 Marines, but even though he's going for starport tech, I'm not sure what he can do with this. He could go for, I suppose, some medevacs, try and do some drop plays and harass, perhaps even try and scout the main, because at this time he still hasn't scanned the main, he still doesn't know about the Spire or even the lair. He's scouted up, he sees no third, we should see a scan go down any second now. And iTunes decided to kick me out of the game. I'll be right back into SC2 in a second, guys.
No problem. I'm just going to watch the view, do a shit job casting. Not this fast, but pop, so get some meters on the way.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Sorry about that. iTunes just decided to minimize everything because Apple is more important. We all know.
Minimize all the applications.
Everything. Indeed. And here we have some fantastic saturation, and here we go, 9 Mutalisks, and we have, we do have an
no
engineering
defense,
blade, but still no turrets.
Bait lane.
No turrets. He could get some Vikings, but that starport is woefully inactive for how quickly he rushed out that reactor. There we go, finally.
He's going for the drop
Starting
clip.
up with 4 medevacs queued up. Oh my word.
Now the thing is,
determined to get a strong defense for this fireball, but it may already be too late. There's 9 Mutalisks on the way. We have the +1 flyer attacks beginning. We have the Baneling nest in the main, and Zom should be pushing out for a third.
Here goes.
Trying to
Check the third. Check the third.
with this.
And he's just, he's just leaving that.
He's managed to delay the third, but oh, he's walking into a bunch of Marines. Marines with
Get those
stim.
Marines back. No!
Oh,
Don't kill
he's
that!
going to get a free tank. Free tank, and Marines do not stim, despite there being 2 medevacs there.
See, I was thinking as soon as he went for the medevacs, I was assuming that he's going to go, yeah, let's go do some drop play. But Zom's overload placement, he can pretty much see a drop coming unless you go directly towards the opening at the natural. So Zom is pretty heavily committed to this overload
really
placement.
Alarming.
He
is very heavily committed to it. We see the third was cancelled from Dele. Meanwhile, Zom is expanding behind the harass, but if you notice inside of Dele's actual hotkeys, he doesn't have his army hotkey. He cannot respond quickly to this. Meanwhile, he is quite heavily supply boxed. He's trying to throw up some turrets in the main, but the SCV gets picked off. For the cost of 2 Mutalisks, perhaps not so good, but still. We have Lings here, ready to do a potential counter-attack against the third. We have the third here almost complete, about 60% on that. The Mutas is still in the position that keeps Dell's army at home. These 3 Marines trying to move out, see if there's a Zergling left behind at the third, but he's going to find a free Overlord. Yummy, yummy, yummy. And meanwhile, these 5 Marines are still holding the Watchtower. Quite impressive, they managed to stay alive with Zerglings running to and fro.
Oh.
And that vision is going to be invaluable. He knows that he needs to pull back his medevacs so that they don't get seen. Those 3 Marines are completely dead, but that leaves him completely free to move out with a drop against this third.
I think.
And finally he sees them, and oh, so many Mutas.
Oh, I think Zom's about.
Is Zom about to see this? No. Nope.
That Overlord missed it.
Yeah.
He's unloading. That is quite a substantial force. I believe he may just sack the third and do a counter push. There's not that much to defend, and the wall is down.
Well,
if he morphs in some Banelings with the near 2,000 minerals and near 1,000 gaseous banked up, he should be able to do a reasonable defense of this. But locking down the third is exactly what Dell needs. He can keep ahead on his macro, he can actually just push his advantage. But the Lings are moving back into position, and oh, so many Banelings. And Dell sees all of them.
No, he didn't see them, but they're there.
Just, as long as he actually, well, as long as he spots them before going and dropping, because this could be a big loss army-wise. I mean, another army coming back up.
It could be. And
move those medivacs. Move those medivacs.
They don't see the medivacs. He has. I do worry that he hasn't been active enough with his Mutalisks. Like, Mutalisks are very good at denying scout and denying drops, provided they are active. And he sees the drops across his fleet, but he's done nothing to try and stop them.
Those Mutas
Marines are going to get inside the main. Those Mutas are still inactive. Like, those Marines on the low ground are going to get cleared up, and he has to commit the Mutas to the high ground to take them out.
Is Steve going to take down this hatchery, or is he going for the workers? He's going for the workers.
He's taking out a tremendous amount of workers.
28. 28. That's good going for Steve.
28 to 5.
Come on. Oh!
And the Banelings clear it all up. Plus, the Mutas are going to chase down these medevacs. Back to square one. Dell's trying to throw up a third, but with no wall here, it's quite easy for Zom to just counter-attack with Zerglings and take it out. You do see in his macro, he's got quite a few Marines back home, so he is reasonably safe from this counterplay, and he has quite a few Marines and turrets in the main. And are we going to see a stim to take out these Mutas? Yes, we are, and the Mutas fly away. There's Banelings, still no Baneling speed. Still no Baneling speed. If he abuses Stim, he can take out all of these Banelings.
He's got it, yeah. Zom didn't stand a chance there unless Steve looked away brutally. I'm surprised that Steve didn't try to do a Baneling split.
And if we look at him, he still hasn't started circling. He still hasn't started Baneling speed. The tank on the high ground is going to pick them off. He manages to deal some damage, but these Marines just staying still is going to kill most of this army.
Yeah,
that was not cost effective for Zom whatsoever.
It's not, but Zom can have this right here, right now. Another free tank.
But you do see Dell's lack of hotkeys on his army is costing him. He could have easily stimmed and taken out all of these Mutas with the 2467 Marines that are hanging out between these 2 missile turrets and factories. But he hasn't used his hotkeys. He isn't pushing with anything. And it's actually slowing down his response timing quite a lot. He's managed to hold it off and keep the aggression away. But you have to consider that Zom has 3 mining bases and he's starting to mine from the 4th now. This counter push may do some damage, but with the Mutas there and this group of Zerglings, even if the mutant numbers have been significantly reduced, he is completely limited on options. And
Oh.
here we see the infestation pit. Is he going to go for Brooglords, or is he going to go for Ultra Tech? Or is he just going to stick with Ling, Baneling, and Fester? He has almost 1,000 gas. I think he may favour Ling and Fester at this point. What do you think?
I'm not really sure. I'm not too familiar with some style. I mean, the thing that I've been mostly focusing on Steve a bit. I mean, if you notice, it doesn't look like he's got his factory or starport hotkeyed either, which is a bit of time. I mean, at least get all of the production buildings. Oh, you're dead. You're dead, Murray.
Indeed, that could just be a misstep. It could well be a misstep, and he forgot to do that.
And falls are after
Then
the...
he may well watch the VOD of this later and then just start screaming in pure rage.
And yeah, there's
And
a Medi
meanwhile-
here. Just actually look up the top of the map. There's just like a Medi chilling out, having a chat with the Overlord. Both giving each other a staring contest.
Indeed. This is what happens when a medevac and an Overlord fall in love.
Must be love,
Meanwhile,
love.
Meanwhile, we have some Banelings, and they're still having their little...
Having a blinking contest,
little
man.
fleeting romance.
Sorry, staring contest. Now kiss.
It could well be a staring contest, but meanwhile we have some muters on the way to do some harassment, but with this many Marines in the bunkers, he could just evacuate, stim, rally towards... Oh my.
Ooh.
Those muters could pick off all of those medevacs.
Oh, here we go.
He's going to get all the 3 medevacs. He needs to unload,
Oh man.
and he will get all of the medevacs.
No, that was a
The
close.
cost of all of the muters, and he doesn't get the last medevac. 3 hit points remaining. We see 2-1 upgrades from the Terran. We see 2-2 upgrades from the Zerg, and considering how many Speedlings there are, that's going to mitigate the DPS from the Terran army quite heavily. We
However,
see all of the extra guys being taken, but no gas being mined yet.
have you noticed that +3 on attacks about to finish for Steve as well?
Indeed I have. But it doesn't matter. The Marines finally got jealous of the Overlord as well, it seems. I'm trying to take their medevac.
You know, they are being dicks.
Greedy Overlord.
The Marines are here because they're committing crimes. The least they can do is not get fucking jealous. And come on, Steve, use these Thors. Bring these Thors out.
True enough. We do see that Thor is indeed here. We see him taking the watchtowers, which I like, but he's leaving no Marines to hold the towers. And he's just not seeing any counterattack bats. And oh, the speed banelings. He sees it, he runs. And he sacrifices a group of Marines. I'm not sure how cost effective that was, but the Marine counterattack here is going to do quite a bit of damage. And oh, the SCVs.
Oh,
He's
here
going
we go.
straight for this SCV line into tanks.
And
That was not
incoming
effective
all the
whatsoever, but
lanes.
he is going to take out this third.
Nope. Denied.
I do like the Overlord placement here on the bottom of the map though. It's going to help him scout for drops, and I do feel that despite the large number of Zerglings, it could well be he's committing way too heavily to this style of play. If you look, he had quite a substantial gas count, and while he's invested in a hive, which is now on the way, he could have done so much more because he knows that Dell's limited to 2 bases. He can counterattack against third, and his gas is being heavily invested into tanks and medevacs. So, provided he gets out some infestors, if Dell were to do a frontal attack, he could quite easily wipe that out. He still doesn't know about these Thors though, which is going to be interesting when they finally decide to reveal themselves. Perhaps Dell suspects that he's going to continue with the muteless harass, but
He's just one of those Zerglings now.
Zerglings towards that third base.
A bit of a small drop to try and take out this.
I would like... We do have a drop here, but with the number of Zerglings that we have here, this should be cleared up with relative ease. He does take
Pick
out
up,
Queen,
pick up,
which is a
pick up,
nice
pick up,
fight,
pick up, pick
and
up,
how
pick
many
up,
drones
pick
is
up.
he going to get?
Oh, just leave the Marines to die.
Oh, the Medivacs have left them. I believe he's still afraid that there are Mutalisks on the field, but if there were, those Medivacs would not be alive right now. The Mutalisks would be alive.
Oh!
Another Baneling burst into a Turtle Turn. He takes out both the bunkers, and Siege Tank Fire raining down, but 3-1 Marines are just too powerful. 3-2 now.
Oh, Steve is going for Blue Flame, but yeah, he's gone Blue Flame Hellion to take on the Zerglings. I was just wondering if he was making a mistake at first, since I don't think I've seen a single Hellion in play yet.
No, sure.
Oh, is that the Ultralisk Cabin?
He's going for it, but that is an Ultralisk Cabin. He's
Where
going for Ultra.
Where are you hiding?
Nice feigned Medivac drop there. He's forced him to bring back all of his Zerglings and consolidate his position on the Watchtower. It allows him a chance to heal up that army, and by now Zom just going, hey, hang on, there's no drop. That's right, the real drop is coming now.
Yeah, I do like fake drops.
For the main.
Oh, Zom is barely gonna cut this, yeah. Yep, Zom has not seen this drop.
He doesn't see it.
Yes.
He doesn't see it.
Oh, the only
Stints, he could take out the Ultra. He could possibly scout the Ultralisk Cabin if he goes heavily for an attack. And he's got all of his tech structures here. He could take out everything.
Oh,
he's got the
very good play.
He sees the Ultra Cannon. Is he going to pick up in time, or is he just going to hold position? Honestly, I feel he could have held his position there. He had a nice choke and would have been able to kill off a substantial number of Zerglings with 4 Medivacs healing.
I think it was probably wise move picking up. My only real criticism of the drop is he should have loaded up those Medivacs with a few more. But now Steve desperately needs to get he needs to throw down another expand. I mean, hard to do with his economy being really piss poor right now. Oh man, that income is so low. Yeah.
See him in the harass, and this is
going to finish off his economy entirely.
Planetary Fortress versus Zerglings. Far from the Planetary Fortress will hold this with relative ease.
Especially with SG's
finally finishes in time to chase off the Overlord. And if at first it doesn't work, send more Zerglings.
The thing is, some could just target fire these. There we are.
Thing to see.
That's it. His econ's gone.
He is target firing, but it's still not going to be that damaging. If you look at the minerals left over, yes, Zom has a tremendous amount of gas, but he's very heavily invested in these Zerglings for the pushes, and he has literally not that much more than Dele. Dele has quite a heavy advantage now, and with this drop he's going to take out the tech. He's got the Spire. Probably next he'll take out the Infestation Pit. If he does that, then we see
Zom isn't responding.
A replacement spawning pool.
Zom has nothing to defend. I seriously did not see Steve.
On route. If Zom has two ultras, he's lost the hive tech. He's going to lose the infestors. He has nothing. He has literally these ultralisks and drones now. He needs to throw down a spawning pool, and he needs to do it now. But I think it's just going to be too late. We have too many Marines, too many Blue Flame Hellions.
Come on.
And while that Ultra can do substantial damage, it cannot do enough.
This was lucky.
Just standing here, he could take out the Ultra's cannon, but some calls it GG.
That was an excellent comeback with Steve.
1-1. The harassment and no replacement spawning pool, plus too heavy an investment here at the third.
I think Vikings, but yeah. Vikings and Thors versus Broodlords and Corruptors, I'd probably say. I'm not particularly experienced with actually winning against Broodlords, but they're my best guess at how to counter them. Sadly, it takes a bit long to actually build up once you realise, oh shit, the Broodlords are in.
True enough. Well, welcome back to the stream, boys and girls. We are FS's Jhedjuka and FS NeiloGD. Pleasure to meet you, and good to see you again. We have the GLHS from both players. In the right-hand side, top right, we have our gold level Zerg trying to come back from his recent loss and make it a lovely 2-1 win overall. We have NeiloGD.
And in the bottom right, we've got our silver level Terran, who, as I think we've already mentioned, does a bit of smurfing here and then. But this is Dele. And an interesting factoid, he is actually, well, he was my mentor. He pretty much took me under his wing in a 2v2 StarCraft tourney at work. And, well, him and Ben have been pretty encouraging. I've improved a lot, but I still can't believe that me and Dele are in the same fucking league, yet I am yet to sip him.
Well, a potential way to practice, which I've recently been recommended. I've yet to try this myself, so I cannot verify. Perhaps somebody in the stream chat would be able to tell us. Load up a 1v computer game, but with no AI opponents. Then just play whatever builds you would at standard, and then macro. Make sure that you don't get supply blocked, make sure everything goes out perfectly at a crisp timing, and try hit max as fast as you can. Apparently, if you do that 5 times, you can refine your build quite heavily and actually just understand the eventual goal of your build order. It will help you keep your money low, and perhaps it would be quite good to just get the extra practice in. Meanwhile, we see a standard turn more from Dele. A quick gas.
Oh, what is this? Oh, here comes the cheese. A proxy hatchery. I was not expecting that. I did see that the drone was sat behind the smoke, so outside of Dele's vision, but I seriously did not... Oh man.
Oh my, and
no vision.
This. It is the WCS version of Antigua Shipyard, which forces cross spawns. Oh, the Marine's going to scout it. The Marine is going to scout this hatchery. He knew that that drone was somewhere inside the base. And we see the rally point set. That drone's not going to survive. And meanwhile, that has very heavily delayed Zom's expansion. So he's got the gas up.
Hey, Ducky.
With 4 drones harvesting. We have 4 drones in gas from Zom. I wonder how long it's going to be before he notices that. But he is throwing down an extractor, and he's thrown down the hatchery again.
This is presumably just to keep the drone alive, because he's going to have no use for it.
It could be perhaps to scout gas timing, because he was unable to do a gas steal because of this second gas. The drone should be able to see the factory. No, he has not seen the factory. He has seen the second gas, so he's probably going to resume Banshees. But he has not seen the factory building yet, nor the second barracks, nor the bunker. But given the placement of these buildings here, and...
I wonder what Zom's like when seeing Banshees. Probably going to see a bunch of spore crawlers go up soon if he thinks Banshees are coming, especially if he didn't see the factory.
But we still have no expansion. Is he going to go for a 1-base roach bust? This could be quite an effective play, but he is supply... No, he's not supply blocked, but he will be if he continues to try and make these drones. And these roaches.
Back a second.
We have a couple of roaches coming out. He needs to make some overlords. He needs to get these lava injects off. And he is going to go for a roach bust, but Dele is very well defended against this. He's supply blocked quite heavily right now. That's about to finish with this depot. And then we have a Hellion coming out. Interesting. I wonder if he meant to do that, or if it was actually a misclick.
No, because he was cutting wood flame, so it was like the Hellion was definitely
Indeed. That he is. And finally we see the hatchery coming down. We see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 roaches on the field. But
The other important thing to note is
there's 2 depots, 5 Marines in the Hellion, and a bunker. I cannot see the Hellion, I cannot see the Roaches busting nest at all. And given how heavily he is actually committed towards just on one base, he's still not got his expansion up. Dele could quite happily counterattack after this Roach push and quite possibly even take out this natural, or force a very heavy link production from Tom, which with the evidence is going to crush it and give him a lot of power. We have a blue flame Hellion bomb. We're playing on the Roach is still on the base. There's not much to take them away. I think they're going to have a base race.
But he has seen the medevac, so if he can react to it, could be alright.
I think he hasn't noticed it. He's just making fast fight, but it's too little too late. The Hellions are in the base. They're going to be in the river line soon, and they're going to do some terrible damage. They're lined up. What is this single vertical base that you want your drones to be? Take your until 10, 12, 8, 9 drones on that Hellion. But he has the 2 bunkers, he has Marines instead of both them and Rovers. He has the Tin Tanks in front of the way.
He doesn't die just about. So that might be done.
Alright, so what have I missed in the last couple of minutes? Just quickly went to grab some food. Ooh. Dele is still ahead in workers though, at least. Dele is... significantly. Oh, briefly. And Steve, yep. Oh man. Oh. Oh. I reckon Steve should probably commit to more drops. If he just puts a drop in the main and a drop at the natural, he could really throw Zom off, because he has nothing to defend with, realistically. Oh, hell no. Oh. Oh, Matt, apparently you can't be heard on the stream. Give me a second. Just going to close down the stream after this.
That
Which is
could
going
be
to be
saving
key.
grace for him.
If he manages to come back, that'll definitely be a key fact. But I do think a very key point here manages to come back is that Zom has killed 0 workers and he's had 48 of his own kills. Dell's managed to kill 48 workers, which
Indeed.
is
We have a free overlord here, just deciding, yeah, life isn't worth living. I'm going to see how far behind I am. There's no third, which Zom is going to be quite happy to see. But as we saw in GSL this season, a 9-base Zerg cannot beat a 3-base Terran. So a 3-base Zerg versus a 2-base Terran, it's entirely possible that he's just too far behind now. We see him continuing to produce things. What he needs right now is infestors.
Yeah, I was just about to say, the only time I've seen a 9-base Zerg beat a 2-base Terran is with massive infestor play. Can't remember exactly who it was, but it might have been Zenio. Flattened MVP with something like 18 infestors and is constantly fungled. It was actually slightly frightening. But I have been suggesting something along those lines to Zom as a strategy, considering his recent discovery.
From digression, this medevac drop is going to be spotted. So Zom wisely moving his links into position to chase off the drop, and Dell, he's going to commit. He's going to commit with these Marines, and that's not a good idea. He's going to lose all of these Marines. And he has not loaded up into the medevacs.
He's just going to kill the rocks and march up the ramp, I think. So he doesn't bother with putting them in the medevac.
But I think Zom is in quite a heavy bit of panic mode right now. He's falling behind on his lava injects a little bit. He still has made 0 infestors, and you have to remember that with fungal growth and the pathogen glands, he is actually going to have these infestors spawning with full energy. And versus a marine heavy composition like this, that is what you need. These 2 Ultralisks are going to be a moot point. They just cannot deal enough damage to take out this ball of Marines.
He gets a couple of fungals on this ball and it just dies. But as is, he's going to lose the infestation pit here in a second.
He's going to lose the hive, the infestation pit. He's losing the Evo chamber. I like this to deny the upgrades. He knows that Pathogen Glance is probably finished by now for how long he left the Infestation Pit alive, but now he knows his opponent's left on Pure Ling, and with Pure Ling, there's not a lot you can do versus this many Marines. We should be seeing GG any second now.
Yep, and here it is.
There we go, good game.
That was a much better game from Steve. A lot more aggressive. A lot better unit control, no panics. I mean, the only real panic was that early one, whereby I actually missed most of it.